Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Politics is indeed a very interesting game. Reports that are being speculated is that Raila Odinga and William Ruto could be working together. But barely 3 days after the National Dialogue team presented their report to both President Ruto and Raila Odinga, there is another very precarious report that has followed up. And if at all there was any working formula, then it is going to be broken. It will not continue. In that report, there was a clause that was talking about 2022 presidential results audit. And it is reported that both the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio was supposed to nominate 3 members who will be involved in electoral scrutiny and auditing. Now, if you look at what is reported, according to the NADCO report, both Kenya Kwanza and Azimio were to nominate 3 members each to the panel which will come through the results of the 2022 presidential elections. I thought the ghost of Bomas and the Chebukati and Cherera had gone, but then it is still here with us. Now, this report indicates that after the presentation of the NADCO report, it will be taken to Parliament. Now, 21 days after Parliament adopts this report, then this team should be ready. So Raila Odinga and the Azimio team decided to name their members of the committee that will join with the other members from Kenya Kwanza. And they include the former nominated Senator Judy Pareno and a forensic investigator going by the name Julius Njiraini. And their leader will be Amos Wako. Now, this team is supposed to work on trying to they will identify a firm, a credible firm, to help with the investigation, auditing, and scrutiny of the last election. Look at what is written here. The 3 persons will be led by Honorable Wako. They will join their 3 counterparts from the Kenya Kwanza side. The panel is expected to, amongst others, appoint a reputable firm or a consortium of firms to undertake the evaluation. So the Wako team and a team that is yet to be named by the government side will sit down and brainstorm on how to identify a credible firm that will be looking into the last election result, the presidential result. In the event that they don't agree, if there is no agreement on the joint appointment of the firm, each side of the panel shall appoint a reputable firm to undertake the evaluation. The 2 firms shall coordinate the evaluation process. Look at that. According to the NADCO report, in a situation where the 2 sides appoint separate firms to conduct the evaluation process, the reports will be taken to the 6-member panel for harmonization. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think this is possible? Number 1, I told you that if at all Raila Odinga is working on a formula to start working together, there is no handshake, because this will water down anything in the name of a handshake. Number 1, do you think the 2 teams, the team led by Amos Wako and the team from the government, can come to a convergent point where they're saying we have identified a firm? Because the opposition will very readily identify a firm, because they have claimed that their votes were rigged. But the government side has always maintained that they won fair and square. There are no election irregularities, as they put it. Do you think they will accept to name a firm that will be scrutinizing whether William Ruto. Do you think William Ruto will agree? That is like shooting myself in the foot. They will not agree on a firm, a common firm. Number two, Raila side, in the event that they don't agree, the Raila side will identify a firm, then the government side will identify a firm. Then they will be doing their auditing separately. After coming up with the separate reports, you can take it to the bank that the government side will come up with a report that they won fair and square. The opposition side will come out with a result that the elections were rigged. Then we'll be back to square one. William Ruto has been in office for now almost 2 years, entrenched as the president, and Raila Odinga has affirmed him as much. Do you think there can be any other report that tells him and comes out clearly that he rigged? And what will be the repercussion if at all these people come up with a report that the elections were rigged? What is the extent to this scrutiny? Because I have seen here they are saying there is the Raila side have appointed this guy called Julius Njaini, and is a forensic investigator. That tells me that it is not going to be a mere push here and there. They are going to do a forensic audit. In this forensic audit, should it come up with a report that William Ruto is not the president, then what next? Because we have the IEBC chair, we have people like Cherera who wants to be vindicated. If they are vindicated, the former chairperson Chebukati and Gulei and the other guy will be implicated. What will be their fate? Can William Ruto resign if the result comes out that he never won fair and square? What about the US ambassador who had declared that the election was the freest ever? What about the Supreme Court that said this was hot air? Are we venturing into another hot air exercise? These are the questions that I want us to, ask ourselves. Who is fooling who? Is this the reason why Raila had to lie low to allow this process to continue? Help me think, because this report has baffled me. Is it going to involve opening of the server? Of course, the IEBC had agreed that yes, this server can be opened. What about the period between the time they accepted it could be opened and now? So people have speculated that the rampant and numerous blackouts that we witnessed in Kenya could have been a possibility of interfering with the servers and all that. If this report comes, let us look at the other side of the coin. If this report comes out that both the two firms, the one that has been appointed by the Raila team and the other from Ruto team, and they come up with a report that the 2022 presidential election was the freest, honest, verifiable, then Raila will be left with a rotten egg on the face. And Raila will be labeled as someone who's got this penchant of rejecting every election result from 2007 to 2013, 2017 to 2022. As he does this, remember he's bidding to become the AU Commission chairperson. How will this affect his candidature? So that is the other side of the coin. And now it brings us to the second question, or the third one. Why do you think the government has accepted that they can do the scrutiny, they can conduct an audit, a thorough audit that is involving even foreign firms? Don't you think there's something that they have done? Some feel that this will be an exercise in futility, But others are saying, let us know the truth, because all along it is Raila's word against Ruto's word. In a world that everyone can be compromised, do you trust any firm? I don't know. I don't know. But for Raila to insist on this, and the NADCO report adopted it, and I know it is going to be adopted at the National Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, do you think, or don't you think Raila also knows something? Again, I will ask, who is fooling who? Is William Ruto ready for this auditing? Is Raila ready for this auditing? Because either way, one person is going to be vindicated, the other implicated. And then it is going to revive the enmity and the fire that was calmed down. Remember, at the height when Raila led street protest to look for electoral justice in the last election, he was forced by the Western powers. And Ruto was also forced to accept a dialogue. And this dialogue is now coming up with this report. Is it a report that is going to unify people? Or is it one that is going to scatter? What if the result comes today that, the elections were rigged? Don't you think people will be plunged into the streets? These are questions that I want us to ask. But if you ask me, I know that the one thing that they will be looking at are the loopholes and how to cure such remedy in the near future, because Raila has always maintained that they want to ensure that this does not repeat itself. But I am very, very suspicious of the government side. William Ruto cannot do anything that will implicate him, neither can he accept anything that will compromise his candidature in the next election in 2027. I don't know what you think about this report, ladies and gentlemen. Please share with me on the comment section.